Well, this next one is a banger, bro. This is a tough one to call.
Yeah.
We have Kyle Borralho versus Rainer de Ritter. De Ritter was on a crazy win streak. He was about to get a title shot, and then he got humbled and lost to Brandon Allen, I believe. And I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it was Brendan Allen.
You're probably,
Let me
you're
let
probably
me
right.
fact check that because I hate like I hate sharing misinformation. I want to make sure I'm correct on this.
Yes,
Let
you're
me-
right, dude. Brandon Allen. Yeah, TKO corner stoppage. So he must have
Yeah,
had
he
the
was.
highest
I
number of wins.
remember that we were talking about that fight back then because I was really heavy on De Ritter, and
Yeah.
he looked like he had a chance in the first round, and then he just really got gassed out. De Ritter
Yep.
he cuts a crap load of weight, bro. You know he's
Yeah.
such a big weight bully, and that's something that weight bullies that happens to them every once in a while, especially as active as him. I think his body just wasn't up to speed with where his mind and spirituality was with that fight. He just
It could,
he fought. He was so active. He had like 4 fights in like 6 months. I just think everything caught up to him, and I think his
yeah.
body just gave out on him.
I think there's some truth to that. And the people he was fighting, dude, he fought Mershart, he fought Kevin Holland, he fought Bo Nickel, he fought Robert Whitaker. And like you said, I think he just kind of was gassing out, dude, kind of feeling the heat and the pressure from the previous fights. And then Brandon Allen, again, kind of put on a little bit of a boxing clinic then.
Yeah, and Allen is no easy fight, bro. He's
Yeah, that's
always,
no easy fight.
been in contention the last couple of years. He's one of those fighters too that kind of reminds me. He's like a higher quality of like the RoboCop. Like he works his way up the rankings. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
Aaron Allen might get a title shot, and then he loses and then goes down a couple of steps. But he's been kind of that guy in the rankings where it's like he's in title contention and then he loses.
Yeah. And now for Borrello, I like his entire camp, dude, because he's with the fighting nerds. I think those guys really do really good jobs getting their fighters prepped and ready and like coming up with good solid game plans. But he basically fights the decision because he's not necessarily fighting to win. Like he's not
He
fighting to
fights
look for
not
a
to
knockout.
lose.
He fights not to lose, exactly. So he kind of fights defensively, even though obviously he's winning offensively. But so this is a kind of a tough one. So I think if they stay standing, I think Borreo's got the chance here to go to decision. But if they get into kind of a dirty fight, dude, RDR could pull off a submission. So I think for me personally, I'm gonna take Borreo by decision and or looking for RDR to look for a submission. I think those are the best path to victories for either of those guys, and that's kind of how I see that fight going. But the odds are Borreo at minus 260 and RDR at plus 215.
Wow. So, in my opinion, the value is on De Ritter.
For sure.
I feel like if you're gonna take De Ritter submission, he's a nasty jiu-jitsu specialist.
Yeah.
He's also nasty with the knees. I mean, I could see
Yeah.
him, tie clinching Borralho and then throwing a knee up the middle and maybe putting it on his chin. But
That's how we got
Borralho
Bo
has
Nickel.
more
That's how
paths
we
to
got Bo
victory here.
Nickel, dude. He caught Bo Nickel with the knee and freaking knocked him out. He was like,
Facts.
uh.
And Borralho lost to Imavov, who is most likely the next in line for the title shot in that
Yeah.
division. Until then, Borralho is on a really high win streak, and
Yeah.
I think that's also why he's had the same style where he's so defensive because he was getting away with it, and he was either knocking people out or winning decisions. And Imavov is, he's probably one of the toughest fighters in the
Yeah.
division to beat by decision because his output is so high. I mean,
Yeah.
he
Exactly.
touches you up all fight and stays he stays moving. I mean, Imavov even beat Adesanya standing up, in a striking match and
Yep.
beat him up the whole fight. So,
Yeah.
Borralho, he had so much momentum. I don't think that last fight knocked his confidence much either,
No, I don't
and
think so.
I
I just
also
think
don't
he's
think
going
he's
to handle
cutting
the
as much
pressure.
weight as De Ritter. So in this fight, I think even though the odds are pretty crazy here, I'm gonna take Braulio here too. I don't think I'm gonna play it on a parlay, but I like him to win this fight.
I kind of lean towards him, but I think his path to victory is decision, dude. Let's be honest. So I think if you really wanted to take him, and that's probably your best, that's your bigger value pick right there for sure.
Yeah, yeah. If that way, you could get some plus money out of it too.
Yeah. Or put this on your last leg of the parlay and hedge it as needed.